Hi, Christian. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good. So I watched the show. I binge watched it so quickly. I thought you were so good as Gus. You really go through all the range of emotions on the show. Just it's so heartfelt and so deeply lived. So thank you for your performance. So I heard that you and your mom watched the show. What did you think of it?
Well, getting to see me play a part deer, part boy was so amazing, and my mom and my grandparents and my family, they were so proud of me, and they loved the virtual premiere too, and we had such a blast getting to see the show. Like when we were in New Zealand, I filmed the pilot a very long time ago when I was 9. And then I came back and filmed the rest of the episodes last year. And, getting to do that and seeing all the magic and wonder of New Zealand be on screen was so thrilling and exciting.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So for those that don't know, tell them about Sweet Tooth and a little about Gus.
So, Sweet Tooth is about a virus that sends the world spiraling into chaos. But a new amazing thing emerged from that, called hybrids. We focus on one particular hybrid named Gus. Mind you, a hybrid is part animal and part human, and Gus is part deer, part boy. So, he lives in the woods secluded with his father until he meets a wandering loner named Jeopard, and then together they team up and set out on an adventure about family, friendship, hope to find answers, and about Jeopard's past, while encountering allies and unexpected enemies along the way.
That's amazing. That's so perfect. So I read that you watched a lot of deer videos to prepare because I thought you really well, like with your ears and then with the antlers and then with the way you ran too. I thought you really did a great job emulating deers. So what did you learn while you were preparing?
I just really learned how deers move and react and, well, their emotions and senses, because, they're more amplified than humans and you have to really play that. So it's kind of hard getting used to that, but it's really nice bringing it onto screen once you're used to it. And, you know, I also had to do parkour training, which was super fun because, you get to run, you get to jump, and you get to do tricks and stuff. Like in Sweet Tooth, there's this scene where I'm running, and then I'm jumping over a log course, and
Yeah.
like I'm doing a roll. And also, I had to do many stunts for the show, which was amazing. Like, I got to run and run and run, then jump onto a hook, and then fling myself into a pile of toilet paper on a train, which
Oh
was
my
super fun to
gosh.
do. Yeah, yeah, so that is just a tiny bit of Sweet Tooth for you about everything that there is to come.
So you talked a little about the train scene. You have a really cute bumper car scene, and you have really great scenes with Nonzo and Stephania. So tell me about some of your favorite moments on set.
Well, my favorite moments on set were, just getting to be with all the actors and the crew and the director and everyone who worked on the show. It was just an amazing to also be there in New Zealand too. And my favorite scene would probably be out of the whole entire show. Probably the bumper car scene or the sour candy scene because, those things just resonate the most with me. Because I love sour candies and I love bumper cars. So, probably my favorites.
Yeah, you look like you were having so much fun with the bumper cars.
Yeah, I was. In fact, I've never been on one before except that scene.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Was there anything else you got to do for the first time on set?
Um, yes. Eat peaches. I've never eaten peaches before.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
well, getting to eat those peaches, it was very new to me and I did not like it. And there's this scene with Nonzo where we're sitting at a campfire and I have to eat these canned peaches full of syrup. And let me tell you, it was really bad. But, well, I got used to it. Multiple takes. But there was this one funny part where I dropped the peach onto the floor and then I pick up the dirt with it. and then I put it back into my mouth, which is what I like to call my method acting moment. That's my favorite part about the scene.
So I read that you also got to talk on the phone with Susan Downey and Robert Downey Jr. What did you guys talk about?
Well, we just talked about the show and, we just bonded and connected. And I felt like we've been friends for years. I felt like we've been talking to them every day because, they were so friendly and, we had this instant connection. It's pretty cool that I'm talking to Iron Man from the Marvel series. So that's pretty awesome.
Did you tell him that you love Iron Man?
Yes, I did.
I love it. So what was it like working with Will Forte?
Working with Will was so amazing. And let me tell you, he is the funniest human being I've ever met. Let me tell you, the first day I met him, he told me a joke, and I straight up started laughing for minutes straight. And he just kept telling me these jokes, and I loved it so much because he's such a funny guy. And I felt like we had this instant connection because, I love funny people too. And, in our scenes, I really felt like our bond offset too really helped us with chemistry on set. And I really love how it looks on screen.
Yeah, for sure. And what was it like working with Nonzo?
Working with Nanzo was so amazing because, I learned so much from him, and, I worked on so many episodes with him, and we did so many adventures on set and off set too, and we had such a great bond and connection, and I felt like I learned a lot from all my fellow castmates on set because they're all super talented.
Yeah, for sure. And then towards the end, you got to meet up with some of the other hybrid kids. What was it like to work with more kids?
Well, finally getting to work with like a lot of kids on set, it was cool because mainly throughout the whole entire show I'm just working with adults besides episode 2, and it felt pretty awesome to, get to film more scenes with other kids, and it was pretty cool getting to
Yeah.
see all the hybrid makeup on them.
Yeah. What did they think of your hybrid makeup?
Well, we all just thought all our rigs on our heads were pretty awesome, and we loved getting to play, an animal and a human at once. So that was probably the best part about getting to film Sweet Tooth, getting to play that type of role.
Yeah. So how did it work with the antlers and then with the ears?
So, you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what they used to get the outline of a cat for my head. You see, you see this? That's the
Yeah.
cat. So it all started with me flying to LA to get a mold of me, and a mold is basically when they put layers of paste on you, and you're like under this thing for an hour, and like you only have two little pinpricks to breathe, and you can't see anything. And then when they take it off, they use that to, get an outline of your head. And that's what we called the skull cap. So the skull cap has two little magnetic stubs on it, and the antlers are magnetic too, so they can connect to the stubs. And the ears are controlled by a puppeteer who sits at the camera and watches my movements and sends a remote controlled signal to my pack on my back that sends the signal up to my ears. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They put the whole rig on my head, and I really love the aspect of how me and the puppeteer have to use teamwork to, make Gus's deer-like themes come alive.
Yeah. It was so cool. Was it cool to see it, to watch it like on the show?
Yeah, getting to see, the whole antlers and the ears was so amazing because, I've never really seen anything like that before. So it was pretty awesome knowing that I got to do that and getting to see it on the big screen.
Yeah. So tell me more about your stunt work with the harnesses and the like. That must have been crazy.
Yes, working with the stunt team was so amazing. I did so much wire training, and we did so many stunt rehearsals with the utmost safety, of course. And like I said, the hook, that was such an awesome stunt that I got to do and rehearse for. And also, the first day I went to set, The first ever day, not the episodes today, the very first day, like 2, 3 years ago almost.
Wow.
And I was working on the pilot. The first day was me running to a cliff edge with a 3,000-foot drop. And that's at the end of the pilot. And so many people say that it looks fake, but it's actually so real that they just say it's CGI, which is pretty awesome. That's what I really love about New Zealand, and the contrast of colors between the different biomes, and the landscape and the nature. And back to the stunts, I got to do so many stunts, and getting to do that during COVID was such an interesting experience because, we couldn't be like really like, you know, touchy and like getting to pinprick all the different things we had to do. We could
Yeah.
only do it like verbally, basically. And getting to do that during COVID was very interesting because, during this pandemic, we have to have all these safety precautions, but we did such a good job at it on set. Like the crew was following all the safety precautions, wearing masks, social distancing. At lunch, they were sitting at their color-coded areas. They would only lower the mask when eating or drinking, and we had to take temperature checks before going onto set. And outside of set, New Zealand was so good at handling COVID. Like at the time we were filming, I think they had like a peak of 1,000 cases. That's it, compared to
Oh,
many other countries. So they did really good on COVID too.
wow. So did you get to explore a little bit of New Zealand?
Yeah, getting to explore all the magical wonder of New Zealand. Me and my mom and all my fellow castmates did so many adventures off set. Like we did treetop adventures, which is where you're like on a wire and then you go and do different obstacle courses on trees, which is really fun. And also we did many pottery classes and art classes, and I really love how we got to bond by doing that, and just getting to know each other better. And we did lots of dinners too, which was
Aw. So that was you and the whole cast, or who went on all those adventures?
yes, it was basically the whole cast. We just did so many adventures together. And going back to on set on Sweet Tooth, I really love to see all their hard work that they put into that, and just to see it come alive on the big screen. And I really hope people take away the message of hope and optimism from Sweet Tooth during dark times. Like, let's say COVID is a dark time, and we really do need hope and optimism to get through it. Mind you, Sweet Tooth does have a virus in it, but it's not based off of COVID, because the original comic book was written way back in 2009, and the script was written like mid 2016, I believe. So getting to film a virus during a virus was pretty timely. But let me tell you, the Great Crumble is much worse than COVID will ever be.
Yeah. So if there would be a season two, would you want to come back as Gus?
Yes, I would, because that is the best thing I've ever got to do, basically.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And so what have you been watching lately?
Um, I've been watching the Sweet Tooth series. um, I've been watching many shows on Netflix. For example, the Ragnarok show that's out now, season 2 of it, and um, we're just watching basically every show on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's my age, of course. So yeah, I'm a big movie guy and TV show guy, and I love, getting to see what other actors do in their scenes, and, I can take some tips and tricks from them and, incorporate that into my scenes. And that's what I love about watching movies too. And that's what I love about Netflix, because they have such a wide variety of movies.
Yeah. Well, thank you so, so much for your time, Christian. I really loved your performance as Gus. I can't wait to see more. I hope there's more. I hope there's a season two.
Hopefully. And thank you very much for talking to me today.